Hi, Joe Kehrig with the Kehrig Real Estate Team, and this is your San Ramon Valley update for the week of August 21st. And man, what a crazy market we're in. In 45 years of professionally selling real estate, I haven't seen anything like we're seeing right now, and I'm going to tell you the reason behind it. I will literally look at the hot sheets every morning, which shows me the new active pendings and solds, and I will literally see 10 properties that sold with multiple offers, and then I'll see 10 properties where the prices were reduced. And you don't normally see that. Either the market's hot or the market is slow. But we have really two markets out there. And let me tell you why. In early 2022, when the market was as hot as I've seen in my 45 years, everything sold because interest rates were 3% or sub 3%. And so even if a home was overpriced or it didn't show very well, it would sell because at 3%, that's almost free money. People were buying it. Then what happened is starting in the summer of 2022, interest rates, the Federal Reserve got involved because of inflation, and they jacked up the rates. And so literally the market, dived where no one, when rates doubled, everyone stopped. And it was the same thing we saw after, unfortunately, when 9/11 happened, or whenever a tragedy happens, people, when they're uncertain about what's going to happen, they just stop doing everything. So we literally saw the market drop 20% overall for the last 6 months of 2022. Because remember, the reason the market went crazy, because after COVID, the economy was just down in the dumps. So the Federal Reserve just kept lowering the interest rates. Well, remember, February of 2020, before COVID, it was the best February in 13 years. So the real estate market was red hot. So when we came out of COVID and they lowered these rates down to 3%, it was literally like it helped the rest of the economy, but with the real estate market, it literally was pouring gasoline on a fire. And it went nuts because after 14 years of underbuilding, we're about 6 or 7 million homes less than what we need because literally the population has grown tremendously. The millennials are in the peak of their buying season. So when you put all those together with the low interest rates, basically the supply just wasn't keeping up and the demand was so huge. So we had 2021, first half of 2022 was nuts. So during the summer and going into the fall and winter of 2022, the market dropped 20%. And everyone thought, oh, geez, the market's going to keep diving and diving and diving. Well, us in the business, because remember, I've sold through 7 recessions in my 45 years. We look at the supply and we know that that's not changing anytime soon. But people just had to stand back. And now we got to a place where interest rates had gone up. People got a little bit more used to it. And the buyers started coming back out. And we've picked up any place from 10 to the all 20% back in appreciation if it's the right home. And this is what I mean. So where any home would sell in basically the first half of 2022, and then when interest rates went through and doubled, no homes were hardly selling. Then we get into 2023, and there's hardly any supply out there because people weren't putting their homes on the market. And so what happened is we started seeing it pick up, and it's appreciated now, the 10 to 20%. But here's the difference. The interest rates. Because if a home is priced well and it shows nice, it's going to get multiple offers. Things are selling for over 100% of asking price. But if the home is overpriced or it doesn't show well, the difference, unlike when interest rates were 3%, they're 7.5% now. Buyers are not willing to pay for overpriced listings or homes that need work. They were willing to do it at 3%. But they were not willing to do it at 7.5%. So that's where we are now, where it's kind of the tale of two markets. So if you're putting your home on the market, make sure you give us a call and we can guide you through it, because if you're priced right, it's going to sell, it's going to fly off the market, and it has to show nice also. But if you're overpriced, it's going to sit there, or if it doesn't look great, the people don't have the money to basically, go out there and do the work that's necessary. So why aren't we seeing more inventory on the market? Well, it boils down to this. You drive down the street, and instead of seeing for sale signs, you're seeing contractor trucks where people are fixing up their home and they're not putting it on the market. The reason why is because if you've got a 3% interest rate and then you've got to go sell, then you're looking at 7.5%. People are basically handcuffed into the homes that they have. So no one's putting their home on the market unless they're moving out of state or unless they're retiring, unless there's really a high motivation to that move. So again, you have to look at the market very carefully, and you need that expert. So let's go ahead. Well, first off, before we dive into the graphs, where do we think the market's going? I will tell you the lack of inventory is going to be with us here for a while. So because there's nothing on the horizon that's going to bring out more inventory. Interest rates will drop as soon as the Federal Reserve feels that they have the inflation out of control. So interest rates will drop, but 5%, 5.5% is probably going to be the new low. But again, that's going to pour more gasoline on the fire of the red hot market. So if I'm a buyer, I'd absolutely be a smart buyer. If a home was priced well and it showed nice, I would actually buy that home even at the high interest rates. Because remember, there's a lot of different ways to buy a home now that the lenders are coming out with. You can do bridge financing. You can get a seller to buy down the interest rate. You can basically do an interest only. You can do an adjustable for a shorter period of time and drive the interest rate down. Like we always say, find the perfect home, marry the house, date the rate, and then when rates come down, you can get out of that creative financing they have now and get a regular 30-year fixed or 15-year fixed loan. So let's dive into the graphs and what you'll see. First, you look at the San Ramon market, and you can see it's pretty consistent because remember, we're in the middle of August. 8 years, for 8 straight years before COVID, August was the slowest month of the year. And the reason why, school's starting, everyone's getting their vacations in, and so you'll kind of see it. The market was kind of all over the place. But now we've seen it settle down a little bit, but still, you look at the San Ramon market, actives have stayed about the same, but again, the pending properties are up a little bit. And so remember, if you have half as many pendings as active properties, it's still a seller's market. And look at in San Ramon, you actually have more pending sales than you do active. That's what we saw in early 2022 when the market was nuts. San Ramon is one of the hottest markets out there because we have so many people coming from the South Bay that are hitting Dublin and San Ramon. Those are our 2 hottest markets right now. You look at Danville, well, you can see the active properties are staying consistent, pending properties are down, which again, that's not surprising. That's a normal August where a lot of buyers have pulled out of the market because of vacations, getting back to school. The Blackhawk market's about the same, actives up, pendings down. Again, that's normal. The next couple of weeks, make sure you stay tuned because that's going to be important to take a look at. Alamo market, the same thing in Alamo. Listings up a little bit, pendings are down a little bit. Dublin, actives up, pendings are up a little bit. Again, we talked about Dublin being a very hot market from people coming from the South Bay. But when you look at the stats, everything is over 100% of asking price. And I will tell you, the average market time for what's selling is 7 to 14 days. Now you say, well, 7 to 14 days, a couple weeks. It really isn't a couple weeks because when we put a home on the market Wednesday, we have brokers tour on Thursday, open houses are open Saturday and Sunday. We usually look at offers on Tuesday or Wednesday the next week. So 7 days, when a home is on the market 7 days, that's like it basically selling right away. So when a home's on the market 14 days, that's basically, it's just taking a week to sell. But the average on these are basically 7 to 14 days. So they're selling very quickly. When you look at the San Ramon market and you look at the Dublin market, consistently over 100% of asking. The Blackhawk and Alamo market, I don't really look at that because sometimes there's just 1 or 2 closings. And so sometimes it's very high, like you see in Alamo, 111%. Well, that was based on just one property that sold, and it ended up selling for way over asking price. So, but consistently over 100% of what's selling. And you look at that and you sit there and go, well, how could anything be sitting on the market? Well, at 7.5%, if it's basically too high a price or it doesn't show well, it's sitting there because people aren't willing to pay 7 to 8% to get that dump and have to put money into it or to overpay for a home. So again, every home, every neighborhood's a little bit different. Please reach out and we'll guide you through it. And maybe we sit down and decide maybe the right thing to do isn't to basically put your home on the market. But after 45 years in the business, we'll tell you, we'll give you the options. Because when you sell your home, there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle. 80% of them are personal, but the other 20% are financial. And we can help you with that other 20% of the puzzle so you can make the best decision for you. So give me a call, Joe Kehrig, cell number 925-487-6838, or joe@kehrigteam.com. Drop me an email or visit our website to learn more about the Kehrig team, www.kehrigteam.com. And also you'll learn more about the team and all of the homes that we have on the market. Make sure you tune in because this is going to be a very fluid market. We'll see you next week.